Hey, Dan here, and in this video I'm going to explain exactly what the best sales structure for sales appointments is. So I've gave this sales structure for sales appointments to all of my clients, and some of them literally closed $3,000 per month retainers on a 30-minute phone call using this exact sales structure. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact structure so that you can just simply copy and paste it into your firm and your sales process so that you can make more money out of it. So before we dive in, I will quickly introduce myself. My name is Dan and I'm the owner of Accounting Kings, where we work with accountants to help them get more higher revenue clients that pay them more and that they also enjoy working with more. And I create these videos simply because I want to share as much information and knowledge as possible so that you can simply make more money and help more people. So without further ado, let's dive right in. I'll make myself a bit smaller over here. So this is mainly communicating the value of your services, okay? You need to understand that if you have a sales appointment, and let's say that you have a competitor and you both offer the same services, the one that can actually communicate value in the best way possible will get the new client. So, of course, first, a very small chat. This is not really like a big deal. You just do the same thing that you always do. Ask how their day was, ask if they want a cup of coffee, and if it's online, I don't know where they are calling from. Just a very small chat to get familiar with each other. I hope you already know how to do this. Then agenda and alpha rule. So this is a quite important step because a lot of the accountants that I talk to, they talk with a potential client and the potential client is leading the conversation. There's no structure in the whole conversation at all. And essentially the prospect, the potential client, is leading the whole conversation, which is stopping you as the accountant to actually ask the right questions that you need to ask to properly position yourself and actually communicate the value to this potential client. So in this step over here, you really need to make sure that you set the agenda and you just need to tell them this is how this appointment will go. Not of course in a weird way where you really try to be an alpha man or something, but you just need to make sure that you actually tell them, hey, this is how the appointment will go. I will ask you a couple questions, and if I think I can help you, I will explain exactly how we do this, and at the end you can make a decision. So this way you actually have the possibility to ask all the questions that you need to ask, gather information, and the prospect will also agree with it, so they will not think that it's weird that you are asking them a bunch of questions. So this is just so that you can secure the structure of the appointment. So you go from a small chat to setting the agenda and taking the alpha role. And then finding out the motivation. This is just a very simple question, which is worth a lot of money to ask. Simply because I always ask people, what motivated you to put some time aside to actually take this call with me? And sometimes they will just say, okay, well, I need more clients. That's what we do with Accounting Kings. In your situation, they will probably say, I want to save on my tax bill, or I want to get some more accounting and insights on for my firm or for my company. And other people, they will actually tell everything that you need to know just by asking that one question. Because some people, they will actually say, well, what motivated me? Currently, I'm overpaying on tax. I'm struggling with paying the bills. I cannot send my kids to college if I'm keeping up with this. My company is struggling. I have no idea what our finances are. And they will give you so much information by just that one question. So find out the motivation. It's just a simple question where you ask what actually motivated them to schedule a time with you. And it's important that during this whole process that you are making notes of everything that they say. I sometimes just treat the sales appointments more like a therapy session because you just need to gather a lot of information. Now over here, understand where they are now. Those are just simple questions like, do you have a bookkeeper right now? What bookkeeping software do you use? Is someone helping you with your tax prep? Have you ever done tax planning? Just understanding where they are so that you can actually see how you can help them and if your services are actually aligned and if you think that you can actually help them. Because if they say, one of those questions can, for example, be how much money are you currently making with your company? And if they say, well, I'm not making money and to be honest, I don't know if I want to outsource my finances, then it's a very short conversation. But by just asking the simple questions so that you truly understand what their situation is, you can see, okay, well, can I actually help this person? Yes or no? Now, then if you think, okay, well, I potentially think I can actually help them, you move to the next step, and that's indirectly causing pain. And of course, you don't want to be a weirdo and a psychopath by asking very weird questions that you think that they will not like, because it's painfully to actually answer those questions. Okay, how much did you pay in tax last year? Okay, and they will maybe say, well, I paid like $100,000 in tax. Do you think that this is too high, or do you think it's fine that you are paying this amount of tax? And of course they will say, well, I think it's too high. And this is indirectly causing pain, but this is giving you the information. That is one thing that is very important to them, because if they are not going to admit that they are doing something wrong, and if they don't actively say that they are doing something wrong, then your service will all of a sudden be less valuable. But if they are saying that they are actually doing something wrong, then your service is way more valuable because it solves a bigger problem. They admitted that they have an issue. Then you can also ask questions. How much time are you currently spending on doing the books? They will probably say, well, I'm spending like 2 hours a week, which I can also spend with my family. And then asking those questions that you kind of already know that the answer is not a positive thing for them is indirectly causing them pain, which then positions your service in a way more valuable position. Because if someone is not admitting that the hours that they are spending on the books, or the taxes that they pay, or that they are paying too much tax, if they don't admit that this is not the right path that they want to take, then your service is not that valuable for them. So they really need to admit that there is something going on that they want to avoid, which is indirectly causing them pain. So if you know where they are right now, if they admitted that something is not going the way that they wanted to go and that something needs to change, then you clarify the future goal. And those are questions like, where do you want to see your business in 12 months from now? How do you think the business will change in 12 months? How will your life change if you reach this goal in 12 months from now? So you really want to see what their desired situation is. You really need to explore why they want the things that they want. So if they say, well, I want to make $100,000 every month profit with my business, ask them a question. Why is it important to you? Well, I have a lot of debt and I'm stressed right now. I don't really have a lot of savings. So you really want to make sure that you are asking questions about where they want to go, but also the underlying reason why they want to go. You want to know why those goals are important to them and what the underlying reason is that those people actually want to work with them. Okay, so you understand the basics of their business and the situation. You understand why this situation is not ideal for them and this is indirectly causing pain. And then you directly see, okay, well, where do you want to go? So now you have the current situation with the current pain points and the desired situation. Okay, those things are really important, because then you move to the next stage. If you know why their current situation sucks and if you know why their desired situation is the best situation possible, then you are going to move to the stage where the prospect is going to admit loss. And this is simply one question where you're going to ask, okay, well, John, your business is currently making 10,000 profit every month and you want to go to 100,000 profit, and you spend 2 hours every single week doing the books and you are also overpaying on tax. What is stopping you from fixing this on your own? And this is such a powerful question, because if the prospect thinks that they can fix this issue themselves, then there's no reason to actually work with you. So if the prospect still thinks, okay, well, actually, maybe I can do it myself. Maybe I can just learn the tax code and maybe I can just have some automations with my bookkeeping to fix it myself. If the prospect thinks that they can do it themselves, then again, the value of your service is not that high. So you need to make sure that the prospect actually admits to you, to be honest, I don't have the time and the expertise to do it myself. So if the prospect doesn't admit that they need your help, then it's also very hard to actually close a deal. So that's why just a simple question all of a sudden is putting a very big gap with the current situation and the desired situation. So if you have the current situation, which is what you find over here, and the desired situation, which you find over here, and then they also admit that they cannot go from their current to their desired situation, then all of a sudden they need your service. Your working with you is now directly related to them reaching their desired situation. So this is just a very powerful question to ask, and structuring your sales appointments like this is not manipulating them or in any way. It's just them actually realizing what is going on with their business. For example, I've listened to conversations with my clients where some of the prospects that they talked to, they actually just sincerely didn't need their services. And by asking this question in this stage over here, they actually realized, to be honest, I actually think I can fix it myself, because this prospect had someone in the company that actually wanted to do the bookkeeping. So that's fine. If that happens, that's totally fine. And then you can just say, okay, well, if you don't need my help, then I don't think we can, and that's fine, because if they say that they don't need your help, then there's no way to work with you. And this will also just save you some time to follow up with them and have a whole sales process that is not ending up anywhere. So this is a very important question. And then over here, belief and also deep emotion. So over here, you really want to ask questions like, okay, well, when do you want to fix this issue? How is not fixing this issue right now having an impact on you? Because over here, they are going to tell, I'm just so frustrated that I'm paying so much on my taxes, and I'm so frustrated that I need to spend time doing the books, so I can also just work on my sales or actually spend time with my family. So in this stage, you really want to ask questions how their current situation, their current pain points is having an effect on their life. Because it always has an effect on someone's life if they are not where they want to be. And again, people need to admit this in the sales conversation, because a lot of the times people don't think about these things if nobody's actually asking them this. So if you're not asking the questions about their beliefs and deep emotions and how it is actually impacting their life, that they don't make 100,000 per month profit, but 10,000 per month. If you don't ask this, then they probably also don't realize that they are miserable in the situation they're in, because they most of the times don't actively think about it. So by just asking a few of those questions, like how is this impacting you? When do you want to fix this? How committed are you to fix it? Then they actually realize, okay, well, to be honest, my current situation, I really need to get out of here. So this is this stage over here. And over here, trust and consent to explanation. So you don't want to all of a sudden, without them actually giving you permission to go to your pitch. So what you actually want to do, if you ask all the questions, you have a very clear desired situation, and you also have something that is stopping them from actually going from the current to the desired situation, and you actually have some deep emotion, and they tell you, hey, I am very committed because I really need to get out of my current situation. Only then you say, John, I know for sure I can help you with this. Can I explain how? Because this actually gives them the feeling still that they are actually in power of the situation, because this is actually giving them the feeling that they are leading the conversation. So by asking for permission to actually explain what you do, so you really need to ask for permission to do the pitching. Now, over here, you share your expertise, so you can actually now tell to your potential client, okay, well, John, you were saying that you actually are at 10,000 profit right now and you want to get to 100,000 profit while spending less time doing the finances and also paying less in tax. This is exactly how we can help you do this. So you don't want to share the expertise on general subjects. Okay, you don't want to pitch your CFO services to someone that just wants to save on their tax bill. So you just really want to share your expertise on the things that they actually said what they want to improve, and also on the things that they cannot do themselves. So let's say that someone over here says, okay, well, I think I can lower my tax bill myself, but I don't have all the expertise to build a bookkeeping and accounting software. Of course, it doesn't make sense to then pitch your tax planning service, right? You can still do this, but you want to put the main focus on pitching the things that they actually admitted they cannot solve themselves. So you just do the pitch, you mainly focus on the things that they want to see improve. Of course, you relate your services to their desired situation, and you tell them, okay, well, you want to get to 100,000 profit per month. With my CFO package, we can help you get there so that you can actually pay off the debts that you have some more savings, and spend some more time with your family. Because they said before that that was important to them. So you're not pitching the service, you are pitching the end result. And then over here, you have objections. You will actually see that the whole stage, from the small chat to sharing of expertise, typically takes about 15 to 30 minutes. And objections can, in theory, take about an hour. So you really want to make sure that if you think you can really help someone, that you actually want to get them on board as fast as possible. So if they tell you, okay, well, to be honest, I think you can really help my company and also my personal life with the service that you have, And if you think that it's actually possible, I think you are almost obligated to get them on board and to try a little bit to handle the objection. So if they think, okay, I don't really have the money right now, try to find a solution in the objection stage. If they say, I need to think about it, then find out what they are having doubts about so that you can actually talk about it and then handle the objection so you can get them on board as soon as possible. So one of the many reasons you are asking them a lot of questions is so that if you come at the objection stage, that you can actually tell them, okay, well, you said that you don't have time to deliver all the documents to me. If let's say that that's an objection for them, right, to do that now. And then you can actually say, but you also said that you want to actually save time doing the bookkeeping so that you can spend more time with your family. Don't you think that some time to actually find the documents, that you will always be in the same current situation that was not pleasant for you, where you were doing the finances yourself? Isn't it like a chicken and the egg thing? So by asking a lot of questions, you can actually also handle the objections better. So I will not go into too much depth about how to handle objections. I will probably make another video about this, but this is the exact structure that you need to follow if you want to actually communicate the value and actually structure your sales appointments like a 7-figure millionaire accountant. Okay, so to summarize, you want to have a small chat, just get yourself familiar, be a likable person, alpha rule, and setting the agenda. Tell them how the appointment will actually go. Find out the most motivation. Just ask one question and find out what motivated them to show up to the appointment. Understand where they are right now, just the basic things that you actually need to know to see if you can help them, like what software do they use, if they have an accountant. Indirectly causing pain, this is just asking them questions about their current situation where you think that the answer to will actually cause them a little bit of pain. How much tax are you currently paying? How much knowledge do you currently have about the finances of your company? Most of the people and the business owners you will talk to, they always think that they are overpaying on their tax bill. And they always say, to be honest, I have no idea how the details of my finances of my company are, which is causing them pain a little bit. Clarifying their future goals. This is simply asking questions. Where do you want to go? Why do you want to make 100,000 profit per month, and why this is important to you? Prospect admits loss. They need to actually tell you that they can either not do it themselves, they want to do it faster, or they want to have a proven system to actually do it. If they don't answer this question in one of those 3 ways, I can do it myself, I want to go there faster, or I want to use a proven system, it's very hard to close a deal. Then believe in deep emotion. Make sure that you find out how they feel about it. They are not at their desired situation. You need to make sure that you find out how committed they are. Over here, they are going to tell you why it's important that they actually reach those goals, and they will just give some more detail about how they feel about not being able to go from the current to the desired situation. Over here, you ask if it's okay if you are going to pitch. You do the pitch and you handle the objections and you get them on board. It's really, sales is not really hard, and it's also, if you structure your sales calls like this, you will not come across as one of those sleeky sales guardsmen or anything. I hate those types of people, and I think handling some objections is totally fine if you truly know that you can help someone, if it's in their best interest. If you are handling objections and you know for sure that you cannot help them, of course, that doesn't make any sense. But by structuring your sales appointments like this, and by just having some genuine interest in the people that you are talking to, you can make sure that you increase your sales conversion rate. You will also be able to communicate the value of your service better so that you can charge more, will not coming across like some sleeky sales guardsman. Okay, so I really hope that this added some value to your firm and to your sales process. If you are an accountant and you want to get more clients, and there are 2 links in the description. The first link is a link that you can click on to check out what I do with the accounting firms that I work with. And the second link is a link that you can click on to join our free Facebook community to network with like-minded accountants that also want to grow their business. So I really appreciate that you that you checked out the video. I hope it really added some value to your company, and I hope to see you in the next video.